What is a cow's favorite condiment to put on top of a hot dog? Moo stirred. Welcome to the stream, my friends. Happy Monday. You got it, Zergling. You got it. Thank you for being here, my friends. Dead Zergling is first in chat. We've got Udo here as well. Evil West final boss was a challenge, and that was on normal. Are we talking about Splatterhouse 1? Splatterhouse 2? Thank you for the 35 stream streak, Zergling. Very much appreciated. I'm a little scared I knew the answer to that joke so well. You've been to the beginning of too many streams. You're beginning to think like I do. Be very afraid, Zergling. My coffee tastes odd tonight. Jelly did not make this coffee. I made this coffee for myself. I'm trying to figure out if I did anything wrong. I have no idea. So, 2 games tonight, my friends. We're starting both up for the first time on the stream. Dora the Explorer Barnyard Buddies on the PlayStation 2 is our PlayStation 1 is our Jankuary title. Circling asked, will you be singing the map song for us tonight? I have zero experience with Dora the Explorer. I think I'm I think I'm way too old to have ever encountered this franchise as a child, and I've had no reason to come across it. we're playing through these for Jankuary just because there's a ton of them. So get ready, my friends. It's gonna be a long, cold winter. Or who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe these will turn out to be fun. That's always a possibility. But after we play this game for a few hours, we'll switch gears. We'll go over to the Nintendo 64, and hopefully we will begin a playthrough of Jet Force Gemini, which is a game I do have a little bit of experience with, but I've never played it all the way through. So we're going to call it a first playthrough, and I'll see how well I do. So I misspoke. This is a PlayStation 1 game. We're using the PlayStation 2, but the game is a PlayStation 1 game. Still have my original PS2 right on. I have a couple PS2 consoles. We're using the original, like the fat model PS2, which wasn't my first one. But it's the one I use most often. My first PlayStation 2 I actually got really late into the console's lifespan, and I never used it. It was a slim model, and I got it for free because I won it from that McDonald's Monopoly game. I'm uh I'm the only person I've ever met that actually won something from the McDonald's Monopoly that wasn't like a free small fry. So that was pretty cool. But I was in college at the time, and I wasn't really playing a lot of games, so it kind of went to waste. I haven't pressed a single button yet. The game is doing everything by itself. Kusari Gama, welcome in. Hey, thank you for joining us again. Why you gotta curse me, man? Dora still haunts my dreams like SpongeBob. I have a niece, so I have no experience with Dora. I recognize the character. That's it. I don't know anything about it except there's a ton of games, and we're gonna play through a whole lot of. We probably won't play through every Dora game that exists, but fasten your seatbelts, my friends, because we're gonna play a lot of them over the next couple weeks. All right, let's bring the volume up a little bit so we can hear this amazing music. Thank you for the wheels, Zergling. I'll go ahead and give that a spin. So the cilantro jalapeno sauce is gone, and I haven't replaced it with anything. So if we land on that, we're just going to do a respin tonight. And we were close. We're one away from that one. What is this? That should be garlic herb sauce. And it is. This is going to be the last dose of this, too. Everything on the wheel's running out simultaneously. So... I'm very green right now. The light from the TV is turning me very green. All the sauces currently on the wheel are from a set called the Good Hurt Fuego. They're these cute little mini bottles. There's a wide variety of heat levels, but we are still at the fairly mild end. The garlic herb sauce, I believe, gets its spice from cayenne pepper. It's got a taste like a sauce made with cayenne. But that's just my estimate. The ingredients aren't actually on the bottles. They're on the box the bottles came in. There is an ingredient list somewhere, but it's out of my reach currently. I'm old enough to have come across it, as Erling said, as my kids watch Dora a little bit. That's what I assumed. Oh, Zergling says, feeling better today than yesterday. Hopefully I'm able to sleep better tonight. That's good to hear, Zergling. That's good to hear. I hope your health continues to improve. I'm sure kids are great for some. Kusari Gama says, all the stuff I had to endure helping raise my niece. You mentioned strawberry shortcake, but SpongeBob, Bubble Guppies, Dora, Teletubbies, Sesame Street, all went weeks with nothing but SpongeBob and Dora were the worst. So, I mean, of those, like, I know Sesame Street. Strawberry Shortcake, I knew of the character, but kind of like Dora, but nothing about the character. Sesame Street I watched as a kid. I have a few fond memories of Sesame Street. All right. So again, it's the end of the bottle, so there it is. Yeah, that's nice. Ooh. It's not all that hot. I mean, it's not nothing, but it's around the heat level of, like, you know, like a Tabasco or a Frank's or something. It's just a lot of it. Oh. It's that thirsty. Welcome in. Are you really going to play the Barnyard Dora game? My sister had that when we were kids. I really am. And we're really going to try to play it all the way to credits. I'm going to try and go all the way through it. Let me see. I'm all over the place with the chat here. I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Yudo said played Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi series a lot. Also Ben 10 Protector of the Earth on the PS2. I'm sorry to say I don't know either of those. I've heard of Dragon Ball Z and Ben 10, but haven't played the games. If you get much greener, you'll be able to sell canned vegetables as the Jolly Green Giant. I grew up watching Dora, actually. I learned Spanish from it, but I lost that later on, Yudo says. Yeah, Spanish has kind of come and gone for me as well. I studied it in high school, and then I had a job in Texas where I had to use Spanish a whole lot. So, like, there were times where, like, my Spanish language skills were relatively high. I mean, I was never going to approach anything like fluency or anything like that, but there were times where I could kind of hold a conversation in Spanish, but as soon as I stop using it, it's all gone. Dora and Blue's Clues I watched a lot. Blue's Clues, I have a younger sister. My sister, she was really into Blue's Clues as a kid. So I saw a lot of that. I wasn't really age appropriate when that came out, but I saw a lot because I have a sister. So the Blue I know. SpongeBob is at least moderately clever sometimes. Dora's pretty painful, Zergling says. I grew up with Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street, Kusarigama says. Yeah. Same here. What is that? I'm sorry, I don't know what that question's in reference to. What was I eating? I was eating hot sauce. We do something called the Wheel of Scorchin. It's a spicy food wheel that's one of the Channel Point redeems. And the wheel landed on a garlic herb hot sauce, and I was at the end of the bottle, so I was just trying to finish it up. I got in my Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh! Hero shows. SpongeBob loses its luster after the same episode shows up for the 1,000th time. It bikini bottoms out after so much of the same episode, eh? It's cool, Yudo says. It took 8 years of German. Never used it, so I'm back down to, like, second year German, like, 20 years later. Alright, let's look at our options real quick. There are basically no options. I'll take the music just to... Oh. Why don't we turn them both up? But take the music down just a little under the sound effects. I can bring this slider down a little bit. So basically, I turned the sound up in the game and down in OBS, so it came out the same anyway, so I don't know what I'm doing. New game, here we go.
Hola! I'm Dora! Today, Boots and I are going to the farm to see all our animal friends. But where is Boots? Do you see him? You see him? Where? Dora! Boots! There you are! Are you ready to go see the farm animals? Yay! Let's go see the farm animals! Do you want to come see the farm animals with us? Great! Come on! Vámonos! Let's go!
That was some smooth animation in that cutscene. Look at that loading bar. Hey, Sir Rack of Lamb. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. The loading screen volume is louder than the cutscene volume. Are you working on learning Spanish? We might have to. All right. It's a it might be a platformer. So we can walk. We've got a jump. The jump it's a fixed jump arc. It's very Ghosts and Goblins. This is a good sign. Actually, both the buttons jump. Does every button? Every button jumps. X, square, circle, triangle. So, no, not only do we have a jump, we only have a jump. We got a monkey friend. There's someone else over here. Oh, just collect the stars, the name of the game? Let's go.
Another star! Yay! Yay!
So the celebration didn't happen because we found a star. It's just that's just what happens when you go over to the tree stump. There might still be time to trade this for small fries, Frownie. I didn't win this game from Monopoly. What are these? The one on the left is like a centipede. And I guess a slug and a frog? Oh. Centipedes make my skin... Centipedes make my skin crawl.
Muy bien.
Now we've got some physics. This is the slide. The slope has slide physics.
Wow! Uh-oh. Did you hear that? That sounds like Swiper the fox. If you see Swiper, press the button.
Swiper. I thought it said sleeper.
Swiper, no swiping!
Oh, man.
Thanks for stopping Swiper. Great job.
I mean... That guy wasn't so tough. So many people tried to teach me Spanish, it just never took, Kusarigama says. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't care about graphics at all. I care if, one, the game works, two, the gameplay is great. I guarantee both are not in this. I'm not really that big on I don't really need a lot of fancy graphics and stuff like that in the game either.
Another star! Another star!
I mostly ask that a game not be tedious or frustrating.
Another star!
All right, we need to be. I need to make sure I look around for hidden stars. Speedrun strat is to jump everywhere. It's much better. I make sure I didn't miss anything that a star could be hidden inside of. I don't think I did, but I'd rather waste the time now. Alright. I didn't miss anything. Hey, Pookie Stan, welcome in. Welcome to Dora, playing a PlayStation 1 game tonight. Is this the 10-game series you're now working on? Yep. So I think we're gonna play 10 Dora games. That's why I said, get ready, my friends. It's gonna be a long winter. I think I have 10 of these.
Wow! 20 stars! Muy bien!
It's gonna be the longest. It's gonna be the longest. It's the largest number of games.
Dora, I don't think the gate should be open like this. Do you?
Dora, Boots.
Hi, Mrs. Cow. What's wrong?
Dora, the farm gate has been left open, and now I can't find any of my farm animal friends. I think they're lost.
Oh no! The farm animals are lost, Dora. Don't worry, Mrs. Cow. We'll find your animal friends and help them get back home to the farm. Will you help us find all the farm animals? Great. So how many farm animals are missing? Count with me. 1, 2,
It's 8.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 animals. Great counting. So we have to find 8 farm animals. But how will we know where to look for them, Dora? Who do we ask for help when we don't know which way to go? The map. The map. Right. I need your help. Will you check map to find out where the farm animals are? You have to say map. Say map. Say map.
Map.
I'm the map!
It worked.
Dora needs to find the lost farm animals so they can go back to the farm. Well, I know where they are. The duck is in the sunny sunflower patch.
Hey,
Get to the sunny sunflower
no spoilers,
patch.
map.
First, you have to cross the sparkling river. Then you need to go over Blueberry Hill, where that sneaky fox Swiper lives. And that's how you get to the sunny sunflower patch. Ooh! And try to catch the stars along the way. So you tell Dora. Sparkling River, Blueberry Hill, sunny sunflower patch.
What? Please, map. No. Oh my goodness. It's a grasshopper? I read that too late to know what that was in reference to. Stay strong, Kusari Gama. I still want to pronounce the L's in tortilla chip. That's how great my Spanish is, Zergling says. This is basically a reskinned Spyro, am I right? Pookie says. I think it's made by the same company. It's not. This is not an Austin Powers Rockstar situation. That monkey sure looks happy everyone is lost. Frownie, if you need games to play, I would be happy to loan you whatever you want. You don't have to scrape the bottom of the discount bin. I have to. Get to.
Sparkling River, Blueberry Hill, Sunny Sunflower Patch. So first, we have to go to the Sparkling River. And don't forget to try to catch stars. Let's go to the Sparkling River. Come on. Vámonos.
Why is the loading screen so much louder than everything else?
We got a star.
So far this game isn't, like, bad. As, like, you know, as, like, a game for very young children. You know, it's pretty good. You can get used to the idea of controlling a character in a video game and, you know, how to walk around on screen, how to jump over obstacles. There's a little bit here. I would not
Another star. Wow.
I would not yet consider this game to be a failure.
Another star.
I wish the volume levels were more consistent.
Wow. Good thinking.
I wanted you to hear the music more. They evidently,
Muy bien.
you do seem to be correct. Is this the Sparkling River? Is the water in the Sparkling River carbonated?
We did it! We made it to the Sparkling River. Where did Map tell us we had to go next? Right, Blueberry Hill. We need to find a way to cross this river. Come on, vámonos.
It's a very stupid thing to get excited about, but I found an elbow strap I'd lost for several weeks, Pookie says. It's an odd thing to value, but they lower your odds of getting tennis elbow in VR because of the waggly motions. Looked online, they no longer make the ones I use, even if different brands, so I was kind of bummed to have to replace them with something. I'm struggling to think of an example, but I mean, I'm glad to hear it, Pookie. I've definitely,
Yay!
you know, I know what it's like to have a particular tool like that that works for you, and
Wow!
if you were to lose it, it would be hard to replace.
Wow! 20 You're really good at this. Muy bien. There's the bridge. Great job.
I like the shade of blue they chose for
We
this
made it
bridge.
across the
It looks
river.
good.
Hooray!
I guess there's 20 stars per stage. It's not giving us a percentage counter on the collectibles. You know what? I'm not upset that the music on the loading screen is louder. That's some high quality waiting music.
Where did Matt tell us we had to go next? Right! Blueberry Hill! Come on! Vámonos!
Is this a wall? Okay, I thought that was a slope. I can see Swiper moving around at the top of the screen. He's not as sneaky as he thinks he is. A purple star.
Got a star!
This game just got 20% better.
Whee!
Amazing.
Whee! Whee! Whee!
Oh, the slow down. I like this game. I'm having fun.
Wow! Yay! Good thinking.
Oh, what's going on over there?
Another star!
Oh, it's these guys again. Just wait until she gets on a bike and the game transforms into that Dr. Evil game. Please no.
Wow! You're really good at this. Uh-oh! This bush is blocking our way. We have to get around this bush. Come on!
It'll be alright. Let me double check for stars first. Oh my
Another
goodness.
star.
See, look at that. I was gonna miss all those stars. No, thank you. We can even walk at diagonals. Oh wait a moment. The analog sticks work for this game. Well, one of them does.
Where do we have to go? Blueberry Hill. Keep looking. Muy bien. Muy bien. That must be the way to go. Wow! 20 stars! Muy bien.
Victory. Oh no, there's not just 20 stars on each level.
Star. Keep looking. Keep looking. We made it. Here it is. We made it to Blueberry Hill. Where did Map tell us we had to go next? The sunny sunflower patch. That's where we'll find the duck. We have to get around this bush. Come on.
All right. So the closest thing that we played to this so far this month would be that PlayStation 2 game for Strawberry Shortcake.
Where did Map tell us we had to go next? The sunny sunflower patch. That's where we'll find the duck.
I don't know which game is better.
We got a star.
This game is a little simpler,
Wow.
but I think its gameplay
Another star. Muy bien.
is a little smoother.
Muy bien.
Dora does. There's a weird quirk to Dora's movement, I think. I feel like she moves in. She moves it very slowly in diagonals. Right? Your up, down, left, and right movement is much more quick than your diagonals. To get over, like to go around this fence, to walk around it diagonally, is a lot slower than to just walk up and then right. I don't know why that is. It's very odd. See that star? We're not gonna leave it behind. See what's in this little. More slow down. This game is really pushing the limits of the hardware.
Wow. Muy bien. sunny sunflower patch.
No, I don't want to go in there. I don't want to miss any of the stars.
Wow! 20 stars! Muy bien!
Alright, now we're alright. Oh. I didn't see the duck. I thought the sunflowers were quacking.
There's the sunny sunflower patch. Do you see the duck? You see him? Where? Behind me? There he is! Duck! We found you!
Gracias.
We did it! We found the duck! How many more farm animals do we need to find? Count with me in Spanish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete.
That
7 more
that
animals.
chicken in the bottom right looks super cursed.
Counting. Now let's find the pony. But where is the pony, Dora? Who do we ask for help when we don't know which way to go? The map. The map. Right. Map can tell us where the pony is. I need your help. Will you check map to find out where the pony is? You have to say map. Say map.
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 I did.
I'm the map. Dora needs to find the lost pony. Well, I know where the pony is. At the apple tree. To get to the apple tree, first you have to cross the Rocky River. Then you need to go past Crocodile Lake. And that's how you get to the apple tree. And don't forget, try to catch stars along the way. So you tell Dora. Rocky River, Crocodile Lake, Apple Tree.
I don't like when the map lunges at me like that. I'm hoping the Rocky River looked like that might be an opportunity for some a little bit more serious platforming.
Rocky River, Crocodile Lake, Apple Tree. Where do we have to go first? Rocky River. Right. Vámonos.
This might be a fairly substantial adventure, this game. We still have 7 more animal friends to find.
We got a star.
We've got a few levels ahead of us.
Muy bien.
I'm not complaining.
Another star.
I do wish it gave us a star count that was like, you know, told us
Wow.
like X out of Y stars collected. Basically, I want a percentage counter. It's got collectibles, so it'd be nice to have a confirmation that we succeeded in finding all of them on each level.
Wow.
Rather than just assuming I've been thorough.
Another star.
Hey, Uncle Muscles, welcome in. Thanks for providing a chill spot to lurk. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate you enjoying what we've got going on. We've got a, we're on track for a chill night tonight with this game. This game's a very laid back experience so far.
But how are we going to get across? Let's look for a way to get across the Rocky River. Come on! There's Tico and his sailboat. Tico said he would let us use his sailboat to cross the river. Tico, ¿podemos usar tu barco de vela? ¡Claro que sí, Dora! Gracias, Tico. De nada.
That was Spanish way beyond my abilities of comprehension.
Wow! 20 stars!
20 stars.
Muy bien.
Do we get to drive the boat?
Good thinking.
We do. Kind of. What?
Press the button. Need
Oh,
your
we-
help. Faster,
We don't
faster.
actually steer, you
Need
just
to
button
cross the
mash.
river.
Wait a moment. Was she blowing into the sail to push the boat along? Is that how we were moving? Obviously, you need to ford the river immediately. Billy has dysentery and needs to get to the next town pronto, Zergling says. I've actually ridden on super small sailboats that could hold 1 to 2 people, Pookie says. They're pretty cool. I never blew into the sail, though. I have not ridden very many boats. I've been on a boat probably fewer than 10 times in my life. Probably significantly fewer. I remember riding in a boat on a lake when I was a kid. He took a couple boats when we were in Thailand. I took one in Michigan last summer. Even if I count sailing out to an island and sailing back as 2 separate times on a boat, I've only got like 6 in my memory. The new Oregon Trail looks good, Uncle Muscle says. I'm unfamiliar with it. Sorry, I feel like I'm yawning quite a bit. I'm a little tired, but I don't think I'm so exhausted as... I don't feel like I'm so exhausted as to need to be yawning so much.
We got a star.
I wouldn't blame you for taking a nap during this game, Frownie, Zergling says.
Another star.
Oh. That a bird friend?
Muy bien.
I can't, this game's just so, so calm and relaxing.
Wow. Another star. bien.
And given the recommended age for this game, there might even be a designated nap time area in it. Wouldn't that be something?
Another star. Wow.
I know there are people who like to broadcast themselves, I know there are people who like to do sleep streams.
Wow. 20
I have
stars.
no
What?
intention
Yeah.
of ever doing that myself. Ferocious alligators.
We made it to Crocodile Lake. But how are we going to get across?
I'm impressed with how chill this game is, Uncle Muscle says. I think this game is good. So far. I always want to be...
There's a boat we can use to cross the lake. There are a lot of crocodiles in this lake. Hit the button to make us paddle faster so we can keep ahead of those crocodiles.
I always want to be cautious, because whenever I praise a game too much early on, it always develops into a disastrous, agonizing, frustrating nightmare. But what I've played of this game so far, I think it's actually very good.
Press the button to help us paddle. Keep paddling. Those crocodiles are gaining on us. We made it. Good paddling. Where do we go next? Right. The apple tree. Vámonos. Where do we go next? Right. The apple tree. We got a star. Yay! You're really good at this. Another star.
The game is giving me giving me compliments.
Wow. Another star.
I'm not used to that. I'm used to games laughing at me and relentlessly mocking me.
Wow. You're really good at this. Good thinking. Wow.
I'm not sure what the situation with the monkey's tail is. Because it's two-toned like that, it looks like the skin has been
Another star.
peeled off the end of the monkey's tail. It's not good. heard the horse.
There's the apple tree.
The horse is purple?
There's the apple tree. Do you see the pony? You see her? Where? Behind me? There she is. Pony! We found you.
Thank you so much.
We did it. We found the pony. Good job. How many more farm animals do we need to find? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Great counting. Now let's find the goose. Dora. Where is the goose? Let's stop and think. Who do we ask when we don't know which way to go? Map. Map. The map. Right, map can tell us where the goose is. I need your help. Will you check map to find out where the goose is? You have to say map. Say map. Say map.
Not this time. I refuse.
I'm the map. Dora needs to find the lost goose. Well, I know where the goose is. At the butterfly garden. To get to the butterfly garden, first you have to cross the windy river. Then you need to go past the cornfield. And that's how you get to Butterfly Garden. And don't forget, try to catch stars along the way. So you tell Dora. Windy River, cornfield, Butterfly Garden.
Hey Congo, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. What have I wandered into? Welcome to Dora the Explorer Barnyard Buddies. Our first of 10 Dora the Explorer games that we are now going to play on the stream.
Where do we have to go? Windy River, cornfield, Butterfly Garden. Let's find the Windy River. Come on.
Might not be exactly 10. Might be somewhere between 8 and 12. There's a lot. This game is really good so far, though. I mean, it's a very simple game.
We got a star. Muy bien.
But so far as like a game made for very young children, I think they did.
Yay!
I think they've done a pretty good job at it.
Muy bien. Another star.
Oh, I see a launch pad.
Muy bien. Yay!
So that's how. See, that puts us into this area here. There's no reason to come into here. They should have at least hidden a star in here, or a little prize or something. The whole point of coming into this box is just to go out again with the other
Yay!
flip pad.
You're really good at this. Wow!
Did I check over here? I did. This game needs more,
Wow!
this game needs more, like, surprises and
Another
secrets.
star!
Stream Kyle. Hola. Bienvenidos. What was that
Muy
noise?
bien.
I heard something sparkly. Oh, it's the wind.
We did it! We found the Windy River. We need to find a way across this river. Let's look for a way to get across the Windy River. Come on!
How many rivers are there? There's the Sparkling River, the Rocky River, the Windy River.
There's Tico and his boat, but Tico can't find his paddles. We need your help. We need to find the paddles so that we can paddle the boat across the river. Come on, let's go.
Hey, Master Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome in. The River. Welcome to Barnyard Buddies. Dora the Explorer's Barnyard Buddies on PlayStation 1. A super rad game.
We need to find Tico's paddles. Boots can do it. Press the button to help him explore the haystacks for the paddle. But watch out for Swiper. He'll try to swipe our paddles. If you see Swiper, press the button to say, Swiper, no swiping. Now let's find those paddles. Go Boots! We have to get them all. Press the button and send Boots into the piles of hay.
Oh, I accidentally discovered the haystack searching mechanic in an earlier level.
Wow!
Hey, 20 stars.
Muy bien.
Have you got the map? Have you got what? Have you got? I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map, etc. I don't know. I've heard of a map song. If that's are those the lyrics to the map song? It's just I'm the map over and over again. I've heard of a map song, but I don't actually know how the map song goes. This is my first.
Found the paddles. Now we can use Tico's boat. Where do we go next? Right, the cornfield. When we start crossing the river, press the button so we can paddle fast. Vámonos! Let's go!
This is my first experience with any Dora media. Like, I know I knew of the character previously, but I've never actually seen any Dora content.
Uh-oh. Did you hear that? It's Swiper! Press the button!
You're too late. You'll never find it now.
Oh no!
What?
Swiper swiped our stuff. Now we have to go get our stuff back.
I don't know, I'm on track for the bad ending now. I didn't exactly get a lot of time to defend myself. Those are the full lyrics. It's incredibly deep lyrically. Let's be real, you just like going into haystacks. Jelly and I were driving the other day, and we passed by a field, and it had a whole bunch of haystacks in the field. And, of course, we live in Wisconsin, and so it's snowy right now. And so all the haystacks were, like, covered, like, across the top with, like a 3-inch layer of snow. And I said, look in that field. They look like cereals. It's a bunch of frosted maxi wheats. And I was very amused with frosted maxi wheats, but Jelly was less impressed. Cows, welcome in. Thank you for joining us, Cows. Welcome to Dora. We just had our paddles swiped, so we can't sail our rowboat. I couldn't think of the word rowboat. I was gonna say oarboat. Where's this swiper guy gotten off to? I used to watch Dora, Tuesday says, but I accidentally woke up too early to watch Thunderbirds and had to wait for it to come on. I've missed out on this one. I think Dora is too recent a development. I'm too old for it to have ever been age appropriate for me. And I've never had a compelling reason to investigate it. I used to jump from hay bale to hay bale when I was little, Conga says. I love maxi wheats, Cow says. When I lived in Ohio, there was a bunch of maxi wheats, and I made the same joke in the winter. Very nice. I'm in good company. Never had a compelling reason to investigate it until now. Well, here's the thing. Is I've been telling everybody to get used to this because I've got about 10 Dora games to go through. So the next couple weeks, over the next couple weeks, we are going to become very familiar with this property. I don't know what the thing that's chiming is. That might just be what happens when we're close to the river. I seem to have become soft locked. Hope I didn't miss anyone in the chat. I feel like someone might have come in and I overlooked, or I failed to welcome them right away, and now I've missed my window. Yep, Frownie hates us. I mean, the thing is, aren't I doing this to... aren't I doing this to myself? Oh, maybe he's hiding in a hay bale. Nope, because they're not wiggling anymore. Oh. What? Hang on. I find the oars in the hay bale. Swiper walks up to me, steals my oars and runs away. And the game says we have to get our oars back from Swiper. I assume that means we chase after him and administer a beatdown and retrieve our oars. But no, it just means go back to the hay bale and find a second set of oars. Apparently, there's enough oars for everyone.
Press the button and help us paddle. Paddle faster. Keep paddling.
That hay bale just produces oars. It does.
Paddle faster. Keep paddling. We made it across the river.
Vigilante justice is not always the way out in a kid's game. Maybe Swiper just put them back. Maybe he's not a bad guy at all. He just thinks you've stolen someone's oars. We are not Batman. No, but apparently Swiper is. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that got me Tuesday. What a game.
Where do we go next? Right, the cornfield. We got a star. Wow! You're really good at this. Muy bien. Another star.
So I commented on this a moment ago. The only thing that's kind of awkward about the controls is that Dora moves much more slowly in diagonal directions than she does in orthogonal directions. So as you're walking, it's very awkward because your momentum is just
Yay!
all over the place, and unless you stick to very carefully just moving in a grid-like
Yay!
way.
Yay!
If you allow yourself to use the diagonals, walking feels a lot worse.
Muy bien.
Whoa! Where'd that sudden speed boost come from? Why can't I replicate it? It was like the ground. It was like ice physics.
Muy bien.
But then it was gone. I just realized when I was growing up, they always put Dora on TV at 5 a.m. And this is in the tropics, I'll add. The sun doesn't come up until 6:30ish all year round. Who exactly do they think is watching Dora at 5 in the morning? I'm still hearing that sparkling noise. I don't know.
20 stars. Muy bien.
I don't know what it means. I'm worried I'm missing something. Do 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 do.
Good thinking.
God. So this is a tree upon which daisies grow? Is that?
Here it is. We made it to the cornfield. Where do we go next? Right. Butterfly Garden. To get to Butterfly Garden, first we need to find the tunnel with the blue butterflies. Come on.
What do we? I missed the
We're
direction.
almost there.
Oh, butterflies. Blue butterflies. Oh my goodness, the slowdown is out of this world.
Those aren't blue butterflies. We need to find the tunnel with blue butterflies.
All right, well, I know what happens when you get it wrong now.
Those aren't blue butterflies. We need to find the tunnel with blue butterflies. Look! We found it! We made it past the cornfield! Yay!
I'm headed to bed, good sir. Have a great night, Sir Rack of Lamb says. Have a great night, Sir Rack of Lamb. Thank you for stopping in. Always appreciate you joining us. Oh, and I hope Eight Eyes treated you well. I'm hoping to play that game someday myself. Like I said, hopefully it was a pleasant experience on your stream. You just beat the first boss just now? GG. I have to lurk here, Zergling says. No way I could stay awake through this. Oh, thank you for the lurk, Zergling. Always appreciate you, my friend. Pookie's gonna find some wall meat.
Right. Butterfly Garden.
We will see you when you return.
We got a star. Wow. Muy bien. Muy bien. Wow. Muy bien. Another star. Yay! Muy bien. Muy bien.
After
Muy
collecting the
bien.
stars on this stage, I suddenly have a strong craving for pink lemonade. It's a good game so far. I had to read the manual to understand a few quality of life things. So the quality of my life is going to be very poor when I read it, or when I play it.
Muy bien.
I see. That'll be those will be exciting times. I feel like I've got to be missing something. Not being able to figure out what the sound cue means is...
And there's Butterfly Garden. We did it. Wow. 25.
What in the world is that
Muy
noise?
bien.
It's a goose. I thought we were looking for a goat. We're looking for a goose. It actually sounded to me like when they were talking about what animal we're looking for, it actually sounded to me like they said we're looking for a ghost. But I mean, I know a ghost isn't a traditional barnyard animal, so then I thought, oh, we're looking for a goat. But no, we're looking for a goose. Hey, Pokemons.
Do you see the goose? You see him? Where? Behind me? There he is! Goose, we found you!
Gracias, Dora.
We did it! Great finding! Okay, let's keep going. How many more farm animals do we need to find? Let's count them in Spanish. Uno, dos.
I don't know. We just wandered through a butterfly infested hedge maze.
Great count.
Cows may argue that this game does qualify as horror.
Let's find the sheep. Dora, where is the sheep? Let's stop and think. Who do we ask when we don't know where to go? Map! Map! I need your help. Well, you check the map to find where the sheep is. You have to say map. Say map. Say map.
I'm the map. Dora needs to find the lost sheep. Well, I know where the sheep is. At the garden gate. To get there, first you have to cross Turtle River. Then you need to go past the haystacks. And that's how you get to the garden gate. And don't forget, try to catch stars along the way. So you tell Dora. Turtle River, haystacks, garden gate.
When the map mentioned that we were about to pass the haystacks, I got all excited again about frosted maxi wheats because I'd already forgotten that we just talked about it. I think my brain is on airplane mode tonight. This is like FBI torture horror. I don't find this game torturous at all. Between the butterfly maze, the uncanny valley animation of the cutscene, this is very much a horror game. Mary Hill, welcome in. Who needs Amanda the Adventurer game? Well, we have this. I'm unfamiliar with this Amanda the Adventurer character. Map, my beloved, Cow says. I'm highly disturbed by the map character. I don't appreciate the way that he lunges at the player when he's done expositing. Frownie is a good guy, my favorite streamer. Thank you, Pokemon. This is very kind of you to say.
Turtle River, haystacks, garden gate. Where do we go first? Turtle River. Right. Come on.
I frequently had this show on for a neighbor I babysat, and Map was the only character I could stand. Amanda is from a horror game that is highly motivated by Dora the Explorer and a lot of children's shows. It has a childlike look, but it's a horror game. I'm intrigued.
We got a star.
Frownie could become my favorite streamer. Kusari Gama says. Thank you, that's very kind.
You're really good at this. Good thinking.
I see him. That villain's not gonna get away with my ores next time. Next time I'm gonna be prepared for him. I know how narrow the window to defend ourselves is. Look at this gigantic row of stars. Let's go.
Wow!
Oh.
Yay!
Let's put all the stars in the level in one line.
Another star!
Although, half the streams he has tried to provoke my PTSD.
Muy bien! We did it! We found Turtle River! We need to find a way across this river! Let's look for a way to get across Turtle River! Come on!
See, I'm a little bit disappointed because we have a jump button. If we need to cross a river that's got objects like turtles floating in it, like this is the perfect opportunity for a little bit of platforming, and but unfortunately we don't.
Another star!
We don't get to
We
platform.
found the boat. But Dora, where are the life jackets? We can't use the boat to go across the Turtle River until we have life jackets. We need to find them. Will you help? Great. Let's go find the life jackets. Come on.
We don't get to
We need to find the life jackets. But be sure to keep a lookout for Swiper. If you see him, just hit the button to say, Swiper knows swiping together. Come on.
we don't ever get to do any jumping, is what I'm trying to say. We don't ever get to do any actual platforming.
Wow, 20 stars. Muy bien. We did it. We found the life jackets. Now we can use the boat. Help us paddle the boat faster by hitting the button. Where do we go next? Right, the haystacks. Let's cross the river so we can go to the haystacks. Let's go.
But we're already at the haystacks.
Uh-oh, did you hear that? It's Swiper! Press the button! Swiper, no swiping!
Oh, man.
Thanks for stopping Swiper. Great job!
Right. That clown didn't rob us this time.
Press the button and help us paddle! Paddle faster! Paddle faster! Paddle faster! We made it across the river. Good paddling! Yay!
Haystacks, here we come. Every statement has at least 3 palms attached.
Where do we go next? Right, the haystacks.
find it very odd that in a game that's supposed to be, like, educational and teaching about counting and such, we found a singular life jacket, and Dora insisted on referring to it with plurals.
We got a star.
We did not find life jackets.
Yay!
Let's not go down there yet. This area is so big, it's hard to be sure that I'm not missing any stars.
Another star. We made it to the haystacks. Where do we go next? Right, the garden gate. That's where we can find the sheep. To get to Garden Gate, we need to find the tunnel with 3 flowers. Come on! Wow!
Dora is trying to rush us out of the...
You're really good at this.
She's really trying to rush us out of the level here. Oh, I want those.
Wow! Yay! Muy bien.
For those who haven't been here or perhaps didn't survive until the end of last night's stream, by the way, I have not given up on the Austin Powers game. After 6 more hours of struggling with that same level that we were stuck on, I did finally beat it. So, that playthrough is going to continue. We're going to play that game again tomorrow night.
Wow!
Just a heads up about that.
Muy bien.
Welcome in, Alexander von Jesterstein. Hope you're doing well tonight. Loud, wholesome screams for attention and affection. We can certainly do our best to offer some of those here.
Wow! 20 stars! Muy bien. We need to find a tunnel with 3 flowers. not the tunnel we need. We have to keep looking.
I mean, I hadn't made my decision yet, Dora.
That's not the tunnel we need. We have to keep looking.
How? What proximity counts?
That's it.
My goodness. Victory. I was worried Dora was gonna backseat you too much for your own liking. There's quite a bit of that. I can't be too upset at I can't really be too upset about hand-holdy and repetitive instructions in
We got a star.
in a game designed for such a young audience.
Another star. Another star.
But I do feel the urge to
Yeah.
rebel against every instruction given to me. Nonetheless.
Another star. Muy bien. Yay!
I love these launch
Yay!
platforms. I wish there was a
Yay! Good thinking.
I wish there was an obstacle design to give them a real purpose in the game.
Yay!
So far they've existed just for fun.
We found the garden gate. The sheep must be on the other side. But the gate is locked. We need to find the key. You help? We need to check all the piles of hay to find the garden gate key.
I mean, the garden gate appears to be sentient to me. Can't we just ask nicely?
We need to find the key to the garden gate. Boots can do it. Press the button to help him explore the bushes for the key. And don't forget to watch out for Swiper. He'll try to swipe the key. Wow! 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 20 stars! Muy bien! We did it! We found the key! Uh-oh. Did you hear that? It's Swiper! Press the button! Swiper, no swiping!
Oh, man.
Thanks for stopping Swiper. Great job!
Swiper would be a much more effective thief if he didn't insist on trumpeting his theme song every time. Every time he was close to the mark.
the garden gate. Do you see the sheep? You see her? Where? Behind me? There she is. Hola, oveja. Hi, sheep. We found you.
Hola, Dora. Gracias.
We did it. We found the sheep. Great finding. How many more farm animals do we need to find? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're halfway there.
Now let's find El Cerdo, the pig. Piggy, piggy, piggy. Where's the piggy, Dora? He's lost. Who do we ask for when we don't know which way to go? Map. Map. I need
The
your
monkey's
help.
enthusiasm
Check the map
for
and find where
the pig is off the charts.
Say map. Say map.
I'm the map. Dora needs to find the lost pig. Well, I know where the pig is. At the strawberry patch. To get there, first you have to cross the twisty river. Then you need to go past the froggy pond, and that's how you get to the strawberry patch. And don't forget,
Look at that
try to
bridge.
catch stars along the way.
There's a hole in literally every plank of that bridge.
Froggy pond, strawberry patch.
That's so perilous.
Where do we go first? Twisty River, Rocky Pond, Strawberry Patch. The Twisty River. Come on.
I would say that I'm gonna have to look up this map song. But the thing about that is, we're gonna play so many Dora games. I'm sure one of them is gonna have this song in it.
We got a star.
I don't know what I was doing there.
Muy bien. Muy bien. Another star. Yay. Wow. Muy bien. Yay. Another star.
Okay, let's not rush up there just yet. I thought that was a... I saw that and I thought it was a tombstone at first. Oh! This is awesome! This is amazing!
We did it.
We're gonna have to
We found
repair the
Twisty
bridge.
River. We need to find a way across this river. Let's look for a way to get across the Twisty River. Come on.
bridge to
Muy
cross the
bien.
river.
But wait! Uh-oh! There are 7 pieces of wood missing from the bridge. We need to collect the 7 pieces of wood so that we can fix the bridge and cross the twisty river. Come on!
Yep. The every plank of the bridge has a hole in it, and it was. There's a reason for that.
We need to collect 7 pieces of wood. Run around and collect all the pieces of wood so we can fix the bridge. But watch out for Swiper. That sneaky fox will try to swipe the wood for the bridge. If you see him, press the button to say, Swiper no swiping. Press the button. Okay, let's get that wood for the bridge.
I found a burger in the walls, Pookie says. Right on. Should be ready in about 10 minutes.
Muy bien. Wow! Yay! Uh-oh, did you hear that? It's Swiper! Press the button! Swiper, no swiping!
Oh, man.
Thanks for stopping Swiper. Great job! You're
I was
really
about to
good at
say.
this.
I was about to say we hadn't collected 7 pieces. I was gonna.
We did it! We got all the pieces of wood. Now we can cross
What?
the bridge.
What is the perspective here with Dora and the monkey is behind us, but he's showing through us. It's very odd.
Good thinking. Wow!
Now see, this is an opportunity. They could have put a mini game where we actually got to match the shapes. I'm disappointed, game. That is not the kind of task that should have happened automatically.
Where do we go next? Froggy Pond. Right.
This is not a great game. They're missing a lot of opportunities here. This needs more secrets. It needed a percentage counter, and it needs more mini games.
Where do we have to go? Froggy Pond. Right.
And a little bit of platforming would have been nice too.
We got a star. Another star. Yay! Another star. Wow! Yay! Wow! Muy bien. Muy bien.
Wagon wheel. our monkey can levitate. I was noticing that he tends to glitch and walk on top of the fences. And so I was just trying to get him up onto the fence, but I've instead managed to persuade him to levitate. Actually, you wouldn't know he was levitating if you didn't pay attention to that shadow there. It kind of just looks like he's standing a little further in the background.
Wow! 20 stars! Muy bien!
What? I did not expect those guys to be in there.
We made it to the Froggy Pond. Where do we go next? Right! Strawberry Patch! That's where we'll find the pig! We need to find the right tunnel so we can get to the Strawberry Patch. The tunnel we're looking for will have 8 frogs sitting in front of it. Come on!
8 frogs? Alright, so that has 3. That's clearly not it. Is that 8?
We
Yeah, that's
did
a
it!
lot.
I knew we could do it. You're really good at this.
The other tunnel wasn't even an option. Because the frogs weren't in front of it. They were blocking it. It was clogged with frogs.
Where do we have to go? Right! Strawberry Patch! We got a star! Yay! Wow! Yay! Wow! Another star! Another star! Wow! 20 stars! Muy bien! And there's the Strawberry Patch!
I didn't know it was I didn't know they grew rubber strawberries here. I think all the strawberries, I was looking around because I was thinking maybe, just maybe, one of them would make a different noise or something. It's all the same. Alright, pig acquired.
finding me. I missed the farm.
We did it!
Why is the
Frank, find it!
why is the pig's dialogue sound like it's been assembled from a different
No?
from a
This! That's
from a
it.
different
Great
script?
counting. Okay, now let's find El Gato, the cat. Yay!
The pig spoke like its dialogue was being played by individual words off a soundboard.
When we don't know which way to go. Map! Map! Map will know the way to go. I need your help. Will you check the map to find where the cat is? You have to say map. Say map. Say map.
I'm the map. Dora needs to find the lost cat and bring her back to the farm. I know where the cat is. At the little blue tree. To get there, first you have to cross the icy river. Then you need to go around the thorny forest, and that's how you get to the little blue tree. And don't forget, try to catch stars along the way. So you tell Dora. Icy river, thorny forest, little blue tree.
The maps are becoming increasingly surreal.
Icy river, thorny forest, little blue tree. Where do we go first? Icy river. Come on.
I'm excited by the prospect of an ice level. It is.
We got a star. Yay!
I love the trees. And the igloo, the band are all dressed up for winter too, right? Did I see that correctly? They don't
Wow!
they don't stay visible long enough for me to appreciate their detail.
Wow!
They're gone so fast. Oh my goodness, the slowdown is outrageous in this game.
Another star.
The PlayStation 2 is clearly not designed for this level of intensity.
Muy bien.
A snowman.
Yay!
I only have 8 stars so far? That doesn't seem like very many.
We did it! We made it to the icy river. Now we need to find a way across this river. Look, Dora! It's frozen. It's all ice. And slippery. Be careful, Boots. Maybe we need to find some ice skates so we can skate across the river. Let's find some ice skates.
Oh no! I thought I was gonna be able to jump onto little iceberg and jump and across to the other side.
We need to find the ice skates. Boots can't do it. Press the button to help him explore the snowy bushes to find the ice skates.
I can't interact with those blocks.
Yay!
Was I supposed to be searching?
We did it! We found the ice skates. Now we can cross the icy river. Where do we go next? Right, the thorny forest. Let's go! Muy bien.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Did you hear that? It's Swiper! Press the button! Swiper, no swiping!
Oh, man.
Thanks for stopping, Swiper. Great job!
I don't want to cross the river yet because I think that I was supposed to be searching the trees. You can't search these trees. I seem to be very low on stars. I suppose it's possible that there's a whole bunch on the other side of the icy river, but I don't know. Oh, they're on the river. I didn't see that before. So we definitely have ice physics. I mean, it'd be pretty wild if we
Muy
didn't,
bien.
given that we are now on the ice, but
Wow!
we can't jump while we're skating, but we can do a little
Yay!
spin for style points. But why do all of the snowmen have a moving arm?
Wow!
And 2 more? 1 more?
Wow! 20 stars!
21.
Muy yay! Yay! We made it across the river.
This game is so immersive. After ice skating on that snowy river, I actually feel colder. I'm wishing I had put on my bathrobe before the stream right now.
Where do we have to go? Right, the thorny forest. Let's go! We got a star! Yay! star! Yay! Wow! Muy bien. Wow!
There's a lot of... You have to do a lot of, I don't know what the word is. Like,
You're really good at this.
it's really easy for stuff to be hidden in the, like, foreground or background.
Here
The
it
levels...
is. We found the thorny forest. Where do we go next? Right. The little blue tree. That's where we'll find the cat. But to get to the little blue tree, we need to find a thorny bush with 8 pink flowers. Will you help? Come on.
The levels are so deep, it's easy for stars to be in front of or behind you, where you can't see them. So, making sure you comb the entire area is...
Wow.
You gotta go back and forth a lot.
Wow. 20
There we are.
stars. Muy bien. That's not 8 pink flowers. We need to find the bush with 8 pink flowers.
Why? Whoa.
We did it! Yeah, great job.
That's clearly a cactus. Hearing it referred to as a bush is very odd. Is a cactus technically a bush? I don't know what the definition is. I don't know what the difference between a bush and a shrub is. These are vibrant red flowers.
Where do we have to go? Right, the little blue tree. We got a star.
There are stars on this level. Oh, I almost missed one right at the start. See, good thing I went back.
Another star. Muy bien.
I feel like a shrub is manicured and a bush is just how a plant grows. But maybe that's just because I associate shrubbery with topiaries.
Yay!
So a bush is to a block of ice as a shrub is to an ice sculpture.
Another star! Muy bien! Another star! Wow! 20
Right.
stars! Muy bien! Do you see the little blue tree? You do? Where? Behind me? The little blue tree! The little blue tree! We did it! We found the little blue tree! Do you see the cat? There he is! Cat! Ahí estás!
Muchas gracias.
We did it! We found the cat! Great job! How many more farm animals do we need to find? Let's count them. 1, 2.
Peace, that cat.
You're a
Welcome in. Good to have you with us.
All right. Let's find the goat. Sure. Let's find the goat. I'll bet maybe he's Dora. We're going to find the goat. Let's stop and think. Who do we ask when we don't know which way to go? Map. Map. Map will know where to go. I need your help. Will you check the map to find where the goat is? You have to say map. Say map. Say map.
I'm the map! Dora needs to find the lost goat so he can go back to the farm. Well, I know where the goat is. At the Green Mountain. To get there, first you have to cross the Troll Bridge. Then you need to go through the spooky forest, and that's how you get to the Green Mountain. And don't forget to try to catch stars along the way. So you tell Dora, Troll Bridge, Spooky Forest, Green Mountain.
There was a lot that happened. I was gonna say, it's been quite a while. I hope things are going well for you. The game finally quit talking, so... so I was able to talk again.
Spooky Forest, Green Mountain. Where do we go first? Troll Bridge. Right. Come on.
We've now wandered into a fairy tale. Wait, this is the first, like, first level of an area that's not named for the river. Car accident. Oh my goodness. Car got like 10K in damages from someone without insurance. I hope everyone was all right at least. Sorry to hear that. Been in the shop for like a month now. Everyone is fine though.
We got a star. Yay!
A month? A month seems like a long time on the repairs. I mean, I don't know what the damage in the situation is, but I don't know, I just feel like...
Wow!
I feel like that seems a long time.
Wow!
Excuse me, to be without your vehicle. Going from an AWD pseudo sports car to driving my friend's Prius is definitely a gap. I've had to hold going to work in person in another city until it's fixed. All-wheel drive, thank you.
Muy bien!
I wasn't gonna work that out. I'm so bad with car stuff.
Muy bien!
Oh, Angelus, welcome in. Thank you for the raid, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Tell us all about what you were playing tonight and how it treated you. And
You're
welcome
really
to
good at
Dora.
this.
Welcome to Dora the Explorer Barnyard Buddies on the PlayStation 1. This is the first of very many Dora games that we are about to play on the stream.
Wow! 20 stars! Muy bien!
So far, we're off to an alright start. This game is, it's a little simple, it's a little repetitive. It's not, like, it's not great, it's not terrible. It's almost, I guess I would say it's pretty good. There's a lot of missed opportunity. There's a lot of missed opportunity with this game. But it's not frustrating.
We did it! We
So that
found
wins
the
it.
troll bridge!
I'm the grumpy old troll who lives under the bridge. Solve my riddle. Blue stones are hidden on the ground. How many can you find all around?
We have to solve the troll's riddle to cross the bridge. Will you help us solve the riddle? Good. Okay. The riddle is, blue rocks are hidden on the ground. How many can you find all around? We have to find all the blue stones and count them to answer this riddle. Come on. Let's find all the blue stones.
The game needed more secrets. It needed a percentage counter for completion and perhaps a reward for completion, and it needed more mini games. That's what this game needs. During the time of the accident, the weather was really bad. The roads were all wet ice, that cat says. I've only been in one car accident myself, thankfully. Hopefully it stays that way. I hit a deer. I was driving a PT Cruiser at the time. I hit a deer one night, destroyed my radiator. The car, we fixed it. I mean, I didn't fix it. My dad did, though. He's very skilled with at mechanic stuff. But it was never quite the same after that. think he did as good a job as could be done, but it
One,
was still never quite the
2,
same.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We did it! We found all the blue stones. Now let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blue stones.
Oh! You solved my riddle. All right, you can pass.
Adios, Senor Troll.
See, like, that's... We didn't even have to do anything there. With the 8 stones, we didn't have to count them. We didn't have to pick the number. Like, Dora did all the work for us, really. All we did was walk... I mean, we picked them up, but we didn't have a choice. Like, the path appeared to be winding, but it's actually linear. I don't know. They didn't do a very good job with, like, there's a lot of places they could have incorporated puzzles and mini games, and they just didn't. Angela says I was playing Air Rescue.
Spooky forest. The spooky forest has lots of spooky animals. There are wolves and bats and snakes. Yikes! Don't worry, Boots. We just need to follow the path with 9 stones to get through the forest. Let's look for the path with 9 stones. Vámonos!
I like the idea of a spooky forest. Angela says playing Air Rescue for the Sega Master System. I need to double check to see if the game recorded, as I may have to redo it. OBS issues. I have to redo the stream. The game only took me 40 minutes, though. We'll see you again, Angelus. I'm sorry for the troubles. I was trying to remember what eventually happened to the PT Cruiser. It was fine for a while. It was fine for a while after being repaired, but eventually it developed overheating problems. And it caused us so many headaches.
Follow the path with 9 stepping stones to get through the spooky forest. Come on!
And we eventually got rid of it, but I don't remember who we sold it to. I don't remember the circumstances. Jelly was in an accident. This was quite a while ago, too. This was back when we lived in Texas. And the car was actually totaled. I've had 2 cars totaled. The one that Jelly was driving when she was in an accident, and the car that we had when we moved to Wisconsin, which was hit by a snowplow and destroyed.
One? Nope. That path isn't the path with 9 stepping stones. Count the stepping stones and find the path with 9 stepping stones.
Oh no. Or should I say, snow no, Cow says. Oh my goodness. Yeah, our first winter in Wisconsin, our car got hit by a snowplow and totaled.
One.
It was quite the welcome to our new state.
Yay!
We weren't driving. The car was parked at the time. It was 100%. It was 100% the snowplow's fault.
Wow, you're really good at this. Yay!
I like these blue owls. Blame the plow.
1, 2, 3, 4. Another star. Another star. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I don't want to go too far. It looked like there were 9 stones there. I want to make sure I get this other star up here, though.
Muy bien. Yay!
My car hit by a snowplow while parked, too. I was absolutely amazed they left a note. I have no much faith in mankind, which factors into that amazement. Yeah, the guy who hit my car actually came up to our apartment and told me. I was asleep at the time. I woke up to a knock on the door. When I opened it, some stranger was like, do you have a gold Toyota?
2,
And I was
3.
like, yeah. And he's
No,
like, well, not
that
anymore.
path isn't the path with 9 stepping stones. Count the stepping stones and find the path with 9.
That was not the actual dialogue of the situation. But that's my paraphrase. But yeah, he actually came up to tell me that he hit my car, and we didn't know that it wasn't. It looked like it could have been repaired, but when it went into the shop and at first the people that ended up going to for repairs.
That path isn't the path with 9 stepping stones. Count the stepping stones and find the path with 9 stepping stones.
At first, it sounded like they were going to repair it, but then they changed their mind and just... They said it was totaled, and so we got
Wow!
a payout for it.
Muy bien.
It was fine. It was a huge headache because there were all these like issues with the insurance. But it all ended up fine in the end. Because we ended up with a better car than the one we lost in the long run. I've gotten all the stars. Now I can't figure out where the pathway that I found earlier was here. Here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9
Yeah,
stepping
9.
stones. That's it! We made it through the spooky forest! Hooray! Where do we have to go? The Green Mountain! Let's go! We got a star! Yay! Wow! Muy bien! Another star! Another star! Another star! Wow! Another star!
4 left to go.
Wow!
2 left to get. 1 left to go. I hear the goat. I assume 1 left to go. I don't necessarily know that there's 20 stars because there's 100% not exactly 20 stars on every stage because we've had stages that have 21. So I suppose there could be a stage that only has 19. But I'd be, like... I think that's possible, but not likely. There we go. Look, it was all the way to the start.
Muy bien!
I feel like there always has to be at least 20 stars because Dora comments on the 20th star. I feel like there should be only 20 stars on every stage. I don't feel like there should ever be more than 20. But I think that there's more than 20 on some stages as like a safety net. So that, you know, if you're playing this game, you have a hard time finding one of them, there's like a backup star so that it's easier to reach 20 on every level.
The Green Mountain! The Green Mountain! We did it! We found the Green Mountain. Do you see the goat? There he is! Goat! We found you!
Yes, you did. Thank you.
We did it! We found the goat! We've almost found all of the lost farm animals. Hooray! There's only one more animal to find. The lost farm animal is the chicken. Let's go find him.
chicken, and then all the animals will be back
Is that a
home
mudslide?
on the farm. Well, I know where the chicken is. At the tallest mountain. To get there, first you have to cross the waterfall. Then you need to go through the muddy mudslide. And that's how you get to the tallest mountain. And don't forget to try to catch stars along the way. So you tell Dora. Waterfall, muddy mudslide, tallest mountain.
Where do we go first? Waterfall, muddy mudslide, tallest mountain. Right, the waterfall. Come on.
Teaching kids it's fine to ride rafts near waterfalls.
We got a star.
Acorns.
Another star. Yay. Muy bien. Wow. Another star. You're really good at this. We did it! We made it to the waterfall. We need to find a way to get past it. Vámonos!
I mean, if this is the waterfall, it might be okay to ride a raft near it. Hey, Thrifty, welcome in. Thank you for the wheel. I can give that a spin. So there are actually two slices of the wheel that are dead zones right now. The garlic herb sauce and the cilantro jalapeno sauce are both... Excuse me. Sorry. Those are both gone. So, if I land on either of those, it's got to be a respin. Those are used up and I didn't replace them yet. Pistachios. Let's go. No respins necessary. So these are scorpion pepper pistachios. They are pretty hot. Here's what the bag looks like for those curious. And I've already got them portioned out. About a teaspoon. Let's enjoy. It's very weird because it's fine while I'm chewing them. It's really only... It's really only after I've swallowed the pistachios that the heat from the powder really wakes up. I think I don't know what I think. They tasted pretty good at least. They kind of... making my stomach feel not good. Alright, I think I'm gonna be okay.
Another star! Another star! Hey, there's Tico! And it looks like he has a raft. That's the way we can cross the waterfall. What can we use to keep us from going over? Do you know what we can use to keep from going over the waterfall? The rope? That's it! The rope! I think there is a rope in the haystacks. Let's go find the rope. Let's go find the rope.
Always, everything is hidden in the haystacks. Are they back this way?
We need to find a rope to get Tico's raft. Boots can do it. Hit the button to help him explore the haystacks for the rope. But watch out for Swiper. He'll try to swipe the rope. If you see Swiper, hit the button to say, Swiper no swiping. Now let's find that rope. Let's go! We found the rope. Now we
First
can use
try.
it to pull the raft back to shore. You got it. Wow! 20 stars! Uh-oh. Muy bien. That? It's Swiper. Press the button. Swiper, no swiping.
Oh, man.
Thanks for stopping, Swiper. Great job. Oh no! The waterfall! We don't want to go over the waterfall. What can we use to keep us from going over? Do you know what we can use to keep from going over the waterfall? The rope? That's it! The rope! But you have to pull with us. Hit the button to help us pull the raft across the river. Come on! Let's pull together. Ho! 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 Pull the rope. Press the button and pull the rope. Faster.
Hey, we made it. That banana tree in the background.
We crossed the water.
I don't know why, but it looks so funny to me.
The muddy mudslide. Right. Vámonos. Let's go.
Every tree has been like the same model of tree with just something different stuck to it. But the bananas looked extra silly. Alright, I think this is the last level, my friends.
Where do we go next? The muddy mudslide. Right. Vámonos. Let's go.
Well, this game made a very good first impression,
We got a
but
star.
and I had thought early on that we might be in for a treat that would turn out to be basically the best game we played so far. It didn't live up to that promise though. There's a lot of wasted potential in this game, so I think the PlayStation 2 Strawberry Shortcake is still the best thing we've played so far this January.
Yay!
We were close to having something surprising and delightful here. And it's been a fairly chill playthrough. It's not been a bad time, but it was not what I hoped it would be.
We made it to the muddy mudslide. Muy bien. Yay! Another star! Wow!
It really was a slide. Oh no, have I come all this way and missed a star? Oh, it's still ahead of us yet.
20 stars! Muy bien!
Victory.
We made it to the muddy mudslide. Where do we go next? Right, the tallest mountain. That's where we'll find the chicken. Come on!
We weren't on the last level. Now we're on the last level.
We got a star. Wow.
Is that a watermelon?
Another star. Yay! Yay! Muy bien.
Well, this
Yay!
this isn't much of a this level is not much of a level.
Wow! 20 stars! Muy bien! Whee! The tallest mountain! We found it! The tallest mountain! We found it! I knew we could do it! We found the tallest mountain!
Is that it? That's it.
Whee! The tallest mountain! We found it! Whee! I knew we could do it! We found the tallest mountain! Do you see the chicken? There he is! Chicken! There you are!
Thank you for finding me.
I'm very
I
concerned by
missed
that
my
sun.
farm friends.
We did it! All the animals are back in the farm! I knew we could do it! We had such an exciting adventure today! What was your favorite part of the trip? Mine was getting all the animals back to the farm. And we couldn't have done it without you! Thanks for helping!
And that's the end. No credit roll? That's just how it ends? Well, Dora, my favorite part was definitely the ice level. I think that's the game, my friends. I think that's victory. That's it. There's seems to be nothing left to do. Alright, that game wasn't painful. That game was alright. I'm glad we played it. I think I can endure 9 more of these. I'd better be able to. Congratulations on a deathless blind run, Frownie. Thank you, Zergling. You know, it was touch and go there on a few levels, but we did it. This was a pretty good game. This was an okay game. It's not quite good. Definitely not great. It's right there, like solidly in the middle. What do we say? Like a 4 out of 7. It could have been really great, but it wasn't. So that's it. We're done with this one, my friends. We'll play tomorrow. A negative 4 out of 7. No way. Negative 4 out of 7 is what we're playing tomorrow. Tomorrow night, for January, we'll play that. We'll play more of that Austin Powers game. That'll be in the first part of the stream, and we should be playing another Dora game on Wednesday. I'm gonna take a short BRB now, or actually, kind of a long BRB. I've got to throw my laundry in the dryer. I've got to take the dog out for a restroom break, and I've got to switch consoles. We're going to play something that should be quality now. We're gonna play something. We're gonna play something decent, and we're gonna move over to Nintendo 64 and try and start up a playthrough of Jet Force Gemini. It's not quite my first time playing it. This is a game I've played a bit of before. I've never beaten it. And it's been several decades since I last looked at it. So we're gonna... It's technically a first playthrough, since I never finished it the first time I played it. And we're definitely going to be treating it like that. Fingers crossed. I've had a lot of bad luck with games that have built-in battery saves here recently. I did check the cartridge before the stream, and it had old save data still on it. But Resident Evil 2 taught me that that doesn't really mean as much as you would think it does. But yeah, just if you want to join me for that, just stand by. I'm going to be as quick as I can. Might be gone about 10 minutes or so, though, with all the things I've got to get done. Thank you for enjoying this with me. If you want more Dora, like I said, Wednesday night. If you want to join me for Jet Force Gemini, just stay right here. I'll see you again in a few minutes.